Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts, my review on the Revolution Matte Base Pore Blurring Full Coverage Foundation. So it looks like that and retails for £5. Also, I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts and review on the Revolution Matte Base Powder. This is in the shade F4, this is in the shade P4. I also really like the fact that they have gone across the board with the shades. So for example, if you are F4 in the Conceal and Define foundation, you will then be F4 in this, as well as obviously their other foundations as well. So I really like that. I like the fact that they have, you know, it's less confusing, isn't it? Because I think once you bring out a foundation and a shade range, an extensive shade range that I use, say for example in the Conceal and Define F4, it's nice that when they bring out another foundation, I'm F4 in that. Just saves me, you know, looking online, you know, and waiting for it to become available in Superdrug, and especially if you're not within the UK and you can't visit a store to check out the shade range. So you know that it is, you know, the same across the board. Really good, love that. Also, I really love the packaging. It is professional, it's sleek. It is, you know, it's got all of the information, but it's not over the top. It's simplistic, and I really love that. It just looks professional to me. Love the fact that there's quite a large window there that shares with you the shade, and also, you know, you've got F4 there as well as the look of the shade as well. You also have here, that is obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning, a pore blurring full coverage foundation. So it is a full coverage foundation. You are getting here 0.95 fluid ounce of product, or 28 ml of product. I think it's 28 anyway. It's cruelty free and vegan. So really good, but I also think that for £5 it's really good value for money, because there's not a lot of good quality foundation, I suppose, out there at that price point. I know that we've got now the Conceal and Define, but that's like a demi matte. This is a matte base product. So if you're like me and you have a little bit of oily skin, this obviously is going to let you know, does this work for me or not? Now I've already applied a little bit on the face. I'm going to apply a little bit more. I don't have a great deal of makeup on today. I've got a little bit of my favourite eyeshadow from my favourite eyeshadow palette, which is the Revolution Reloaded eyeshadow palette Basic Matte. I love it. So I've got no shimmer on or anything like that. I thought I'd keep it simplistic, and of course I've got my brows on. It looks like that on my skin tone. When I actually squeeze a little bit of this out, let me just pop the brush down. I'll just squeeze a little bit more out and show you the consistency. I'll also share with you my original video, which is a testing video and a try on. This is obviously more of a review for you, so if you're waiting for my final thoughts, then obviously, you know, this is what I wanted to do for you. Now when you squeeze a little bit of this product out, it's not runny, it's not liquidy, it's not going to go anywhere. I think sometimes, you know, when you get these foundations, especially full coverage, and they're running all down your arm, you think, wow, that is so liquidy, how is that going to cover everything? But this is not going anywhere, basically. I really like that. I like the fact that there is so many shades to this. I just love it. You know, and I love the consistency to this. It gives me the idea straight away that it's going to cover what I want it to cover, basically. I always use a flat topped, or in this case an angled kabuki. It's either round top, flat topped or angled. Very inexpensive from eBay. I'm just going over this area a little bit more, just because I've got a few blemishes. So I only went over it very quickly and very lightly, and I haven't even done around my nose properly. I want to do a little bit on camera for you, even though you know, I've already done it once. But I wanted to just let you know again, if you haven't seen that original video, how it applies. There's not many foundations that actually I can apply foundation with a brush onto my nose, but Conceal and Define from Revolution, and this one does it. I don't have to keep worrying about putting it on with my fingers. So really like that. Also, a little of this goes a long way. So I've only had to put a couple of, you know, tiny, I don't know, even smaller than pea-sized amounts on here to cover the whole of my face. So like I say, a little of this goes a long way. Also, it covers. It covers everything that I want. Like I said, I've got some blemishes there. It covers everything, but my face still looks skin-like. It doesn't look like I've got a mask. Another thing that I really like is the fact that it's not over the top tacky either. It looks like it's not a mask, like I've just mentioned. And it also doesn't look dry and cakey. Now, I received some fantastic comments from you in my original testing and try, you know, my testing and my original try on video. Some fantastic comments, and I really appreciated that. And I must agree, it just looks, let me just get the tube again. So basically it says pore blurring full coverage. So when you put it on, it is full coverage, but it still looks skin-like. Pore blurring, well, it looks so airbrushed on the skin. It looks amazing, but it doesn't look like, you know, really over the top matte. There's a little bit of dewiness there, and that is what I like with my full coverage. Whether they're matte or demi-matte, that's what I want. I don't want it to look so matte that it looks fake, over the top fake, if you know what I mean. I don't mind that I look like I've got makeup on, but I don't want to look like, you know, it's about an inch thick. And with this, even though it's a thicker consistency, it blends beautifully and it looks amazing on the skin. So what I'm going to do now is get this, which is the Revolution Matte Base Powder. Not sure why I'm looking at that, because I've used it so much. Now with this, again, really love the packaging. I think, again, it's simplistic. This was bigger than I actually initially thought. And again, it's cruelty-free and vegan. With the net weight, you're getting 0.42 ounces. For US, it is 12 grams of product. So really like that. Also, when you lift this up, you're going to be able to see now how much I've used of it. You've got the indentation of Revolution there, but I have used this every single day. Now, I'm particularly fussy about powders. There's some powders that I've tried, you know, especially now I'm getting a bit older, fine lines are starting to appear, and some powders make me look, well, they age me about 10, 20 years under the eye. And I'm very particular about what powders I apply now, because obviously I don't want to look 10 or 20 years older. I want to look my age. And this works beautifully. It's only £3 and I absolutely love it. I really like the fact that, like I say, you've got, you know, P4, P3, it's the same across the board. So if you, like me, wear C4 that matches the foundation shade, then I got this in P4, so all the fours, and it works beautifully. I know that it matches, but it's also very finely milled even, and it works beautifully under my eye. I really love it. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more on. So yep, love that. And then I'm just going to mattify it. Now, I know that I like that sort of dewy finish, but I always mattify the more dewier areas, the areas that I know are going to look a little bit more oily. So really love that. I don't have to go in, you know, with tons and tons of powder, just a light, soft dusting. That is it. Now what I'm going to do is just put the products over the top, just to let you know and that you can see that they match. Now initially in my testing video, I applied Revolution. I think it was the Imagination Highlight to the Moon palette. This time I'm going in with a different brand, so that you can see, if you haven't got Revolution face products, you can use other branded products, obviously, you know, Revolution, love them, but if you do have other branded products, they will work just as well over the top. So this time I'm going in with the Profusion Cosmetics Contour Makeup Case. I mean, I love this, but I wanted to show you the different, I'm going to take the brush out because I know that's going to drop on the floor. Different branded products work just as well over the top. So I'm using my NYX fan brush as always, and I'm just going to start patting that product in. I just thought it was a good idea because not everybody has got a whole Revolution collection across the board. So I just thought, you know, in my first video it was Revolution products. In this one is going to be a little bit of a mix for you so that you know that a lot of products work with this foundation. So again, just takes me a little while just to pat the product into place. And then obviously I'll go on to mention longevity and what I thought about how it lasted. Nearly there. Just takes a little while. There we go. I'm just going to add a deeper colour. You can see how much I love this. So I'm now onto this shade. I'm just going to use a little bit of this to contour with, using the edge of my brush. Like that, a little bit more. Like that. I think that's enough. There's always a patch that for some reason the makeup doesn't adhere to, but that is just what happens every single time. I'm also going to apply blush using, again, in the original testing video I used the Revolution Hot Spice palette. Again, I'm going to use Profusion. So again, you will see that you know, different makeup brands work with this if you don't have Revolution. I'm going in with this one, a bit peachy. I've gone for a very natural eye look today because obviously I wanted to focus on the actual foundation and the, you know, the face products for you today. So not much makeup. But works beautifully over the top, whether it's a Revolution product or whether it is another brand. So again, you know, everything works. I'm just going to apply, have I got lip liner? I have, just to finish off the look for you. And of course I'm using my old favourite, the Renaissance Chauffeur lipstick, lip liner, sorry, from Revolution. That's better. Just contour a little bit. And then a favourite lipstick, which is the Revolution Pro Supreme lipstick in Rebellious. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. Love, love, love these lipsticks. Okay, so that is my full face done now. Now what I'm going to do is just tell you about the longevity of the product. What I found was, now Conceal and Define, that foundation is the only one from Revolution that keeps, or I've used other foundations basically, and when I used the Conceal and Define, it was the first foundation from Revolution that didn't make my face look really shiny throughout the day. So I was a little bit concerned about this, you know, using a brand new foundation and thinking, is it going to be like Conceal and Define, or is it going to be like the previous ones? Is my face going to look very, very shiny? Now I'm very, very pleased to let you know that although yes, I had a little bit of oiliness, which I expect, because my skin is oily. It was not like an oil slick. It wasn't like shiny all over the place. I can wear this and it looks beautiful. It wears naturally, like your skin naturally would. So yes, I get a little bit of oiliness in those places where I popped the powder on, but nothing major. Also, I think that it looks very airbrushed. It looks very natural, but in a makeup kind of way, if you see what I mean. So yes, you can see that I'm wearing foundation, but you wouldn't know that I'm wearing a matte based full coverage foundation, because it doesn't look, you know, like I've got a great big layer, thick layer of foundation, which a lot of matte products and full coverage products, you know, look like. So I think throughout the day it wore beautifully, a little bit of shininess, but nothing major. I suppose if I wanted to, I could pop a little bit more of this on, and you know, that would sort that issue out. But of course I wanted to keep the let me start again. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to see the end result and let you know about, you know, if there was a major shine or not. So I'm happy to let you know there was no major shine. How it looks now is how it will look at 10, 11 o'clock at night. It doesn't break up. Even where I have those oily areas, it doesn't break up and it doesn't wear off and go. Sometimes you get some separation, don't you? That doesn't happen with this. How it looks now is how it will look tonight before I remove it. Like I say, it's not over the top tacky and sticky, so if you touch your face, it has been known that I've put not Revolution foundation on, but other brands, especially when I was dabbling in other matte foundations, and I've gone like that, and I've got a line there where it's actually taken product off and it looks like, you know, you can see your skin there. That doesn't happen with this. Obviously I've got a puppy, he's he's all over me. The makeup doesn't come off. It is amazing, and for £5, well, amazing. So yeah, all in all, this foundation wore beautifully, and I absolutely love it. Now you would know if I don't like it, because I don't tend to wear it again. I've already worn this a couple of times. That's how much I like it, because Conceal and Define was my favourite foundation. It beat my L'Oreal one, and I haven't actually used the L'Oreal since the Conceal and Define, but I've already worn this again, which tells me that I like it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have worn it again. I'd have worn it once to let you know what I thought, and that was it. So I am wearing this, so yeah, I really like it, and I would repurchase. That is how much I like it. Obviously I've got Conceal and Define, which I've now used up, so I will be using this, and you'll see it at the bottom of my videos. Now, regarding the powder, I've probably let slip a little bit in another video that I did during the week what I thought of this, but I thought I would pop this in here as well, particularly. What I will say is that I absolutely love this powder. I haven't used any other powder since I purchased this and obviously received it. I love it. It is absolutely beautiful. I like that it matches the foundation. I love that actually, because it's easy, isn't it? And I love easy. I just love it. I love the fact that there's a foundation in my shade and now there's a powder that matches, and I love it. So yeah, this standout product. This also a standout product. I love both of them. So that's what I wanted to let you know. I just love the two products, and I would certainly recommend them to you. So that is my video for today. Obviously I would love your thoughts. Have you tested any of those products out? Do let me know. And of course I will be back tomorrow. If you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. The original video will be down below where I'm testing the whole range of these matte products, but these are the two products that I am using. These are the products that I have gone back to. So yeah, really love it. There was a concealer palette, and to be honest, I didn't really get on with it. The concealer stick, just because going back to the palette, it wasn't enough for under my eyes. The actual concealer stick, again, it wasn't enough for me, so I'm continuing with the Conceal and Define. That's my thoughts on that, but these two products I wanted to let you know. So of course I will be back tomorrow. Obviously keep those comments coming in, and yeah, I will see you all tomorrow, same place, similar time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.